The Nigerian Export Promotion Council wants farmers and merchants of cashew nuts to prioritize local processing over exports of raw nuts. They say this will add value to the crop's value chain and even boost earnings. We have details in this report.
Nigeria is the world's sixth largest producer of raw cashew nuts. The country produces about 120,000 metric tons annually and generated 17.7 billion naira, that's about $108 million, from exports in 2013, accounting for about 10% of agriculture exports. This sounds like much until you compare with other countries that add value to the crop before exporting to markets in the European Union, the United States, and the Middle East. In 2014, Vietnam made $2.2 billion from exporting 309,000 tons of cashew nuts. The Nigerian Export Promotion Council says there is need to increase investment in cashew processing.
As of last year, the price of cashew nut, raw cashew nut, fell to about 50%, which means that a lot of farmers could not sell their product this current season, and that's affected much of the income they make. So, and what happens is that most of this cashew nut is raw. It's exported to India and Vietnam, where they process and export to the premium market in the US, in the UK, in every other place. However, we want to now say, okay, why do we have to move our products to India and Vietnam to process? Why can't we do the processing at home?
The prices are moving up and down. You're not very sure of the quality. And all of this, as a processor, you have to live with for a whole year once you buy the nuts. Whereas as a trader, if I buy the nuts, I'm only running a risk for about a couple of days. Once I sell it to somebody else, they have to worry about that. That's one thing. The second thing is because cashew is seasonal, the working capital requirement is quite high, because if you want to process 1,000 tons this year, you have to buy everything at once and store it. So you're looking at working capital, heavy working capital requirements, and then high interest rates.
The managing director of African Cashew Alliance wants government to make and implement policies that will encourage and protect investments in the processing of the commodity.
For every 1,000 metric tons of cashew, we could be employing about 300 people in the rural communities, majority of whom are women. About 80% of all those working in the cashew factories are women. So we are exporting valuable jobs to other destinations like Asia, and then these are jobs that could be in the rural areas for women.
Industry players say cashew processing can create sustainable jobs and eventually lead to an overall increase in the value of the entire agriculture sector.